is Earl Purdy. Welcome to the Way of Mastery. The Way of Mastery on Facebook Live. I'm Earl Purdy. We're going to do the Way of Mastery. The Way of Mastery. And we're going to go deep. We're going to go deep. And I'm going to take a couple of minutes to let everybody come online. We're going to be on lesson 2, You Create Your Experience, on page 11, in the way of the heart. On page 11, in the way of the heart. We're going to be on You Create Your Experience. What you perceive is communicated always. What you perceive is communicated always. What you perceive is communicated always. That's the name of the topic on page 11. What you perceive is communicated. When? Always. You create your experience. You create your experience. You create your experience. You create your experience. This is Earl Purdy, and we're going to get down in the way of mastery, and we're going to focus on lesson 2, which is You Create Your Experience. And we're going to chant that for a couple of minutes and say, I create my experience. I create my experience. I create my experience. I create my experience. Do you know that you create your experience? I say you create your experience. You create your experience. That's what we're going to talk about now. What you perceive is communicated always. On page 11, in the way of mastery, the way of the heart. What you perceive is communicated always. We're going to talk about that. Remember only this. I want you to remember only this. I'm going to give you the guidelines to listening to this class. I'm going to give you the guidelines to listening to the Way of Mastery with Earl Purdy. I'm Earl Purdy. I'm Earl Purdy. Remember only this. Remember only this. You need not believe the ideas. You need not believe the ideas. You need not accept the ideas. You need not accept the ideas. You need not even welcome the ideas. You need not even welcome the ideas. Some of the ideas you may actively resist. 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 Some of the ideas you may find hard to believe. Some of the ideas you may find hard to believe. Some of the ideas you may find hard to believe. And others may seem to be quite startling. And others may seem to be quite startling. You are not asked to analyze the ideas at all. You are not asked to analyze the ideas at all. You are not asked to judge the ideas at all. You are not asked to judge the ideas at all. Their use will give the ideas meaning to you and will show you that the ideas are true. Your use will give the ideas meaning to you. Using these ideas will give these ideas meaning to you and will show you that the ideas are true. So I'm going to make sure that I get you up. So I want to monitor you and be able to respond. I want to be able to respond to what you say. So I want to get you up so I can see any comments that you make. I'm so glad to be with you. This is Earl Purdy. Welcome to the Way of Mastery. And what we're going to focus on is receiving the message from the Way of Mastery. This is some channeled material, and it's coming from Yeshua or Jesus, channeled material. And even if you don't believe that or accept that, check out the ideas though. Just let your curiosity allow you to check this out. I'm going to read through it first with a little rhythm and a little jamming, and then I'm going to go back through it line by line, the first paragraph. So, it says right off the bat, it is with great joy that I come forth to abide with you. It's with great joy that I come here to abide with you. It is with great joy that I come to abide with you. So, it is a great truth. Yeshua says, it is a great truth that I come often. I come often unto many. That's what Yeshua says in the Way of Mastery. But because of what you have learned in your world, because of what you have learned in your world, you have often believed me, Yeshua, to be a figment of your imagination. The voice that steals quietly through the space between your own thoughts, that voice in that quiet space between your own thoughts, you might think it's just but illusion. Yet I say, I come often unto many, says Yeshua. I come not alone to communicate with you. I come not alone to communicate with you. There is in truth a host of friends. You have a host of friends, invisible friends, that come to create a vortex. What is a vortex? It's a circumference of energy. You have a host of invisible friends that are creating a circumference of love, a circumference of energy all around you. We come even as you read these words into your space to set that tone. Don't you love it? If you would well receive this communication, there are many friends unseen by physical eyes. You have a lot of invisible friends that are unseen by your physical eyes. These invisible friends that you can't see with your physical eyes, they have come forth to contribute and to support this communication. Why is that important? Why is it important? Why is it important to know that you have a host of invisible friends that you can't see with your physical eyes? You have a host of invisible friends. You have a host of invisible friends that you can't see with your physical eyes. These friends have come forth to support this communication. Why is that important? Listen to me now. Always, always, in each and every moment of your experience, always, in each and every moment of your experience, you as a soul, what does that mean when I say you as a soul? You are a divine spark of consciousness. You are a divine. You are a divine spark of consciousness. You are a divine spark of consciousness. So what does that mean? It means you are deliberately choosing to create forms of communication. You are deliberately choosing to create forms of communication. You are deliberately choosing to create forms of communication. You are deliberately choosing to create forms of communication. What you perceive is communicated always. What you perceive is communicated always. What you perceive is communicated always. It's so good to see my mighty companions online. I love doing this live so we can interact with each other, because we are in real time with each other right now. Don't forget to share this video, and we're going to go through this paragraph on page 11 under what you perceive is communicated always. You do it with the raiment that you place upon the body. You do it with the clothes that you place on your body. The clothes that you place on your body. Do you know that it's communicating something about you? You do it with your gestures and the sound of your voice. Do you know the sound of your voice communicates? Do you know that your gestures communicate? You do it, you communicate with the very culture and time frame in which you incarnate. Do you know that you are communicating just by being a part of the culture that you live in? Just being a part of the culture that you live in, you are communicating something. Just being born at this time, you are communicating something. Take a breath now. Just being born at this time, you are communicating something. That means you are constantly and only creating forms. What are you creating? You are constantly and only creating forms. What kind of forms? Forms through which you communicate. You are constantly and only creating forms through which you communicate. Do you know that that is what you are doing? What are you doing? You are constantly and only creating forms through which you communicate. Communication is the attempt to rest in communion with creation. So do you know that when you and I communicate, what are we doing? We are trying to rest in communion with creation. Would you do that with me? Rest in the union, rest in the communion, rest in communion with creation. That's what we're doing right now. We are resting in communion. We are resting in communion with creation. That's what we're doing, resting in communion with creation. Yes, we are resting in communion with creation. What you are choosing to perceive, what you are choosing to perceive, believe, and accept as true, whatever you choose to believe and accept as true will be radiated through you. What, say to yourself, what I accept as true, what you accept as true will be radiated through you. What you accept as true will be radiated through you. What you accept as true will be radiated through you. So, do you know that whatever you accept as true, it's going to be radiated through you? What? What you accept as true it's going to be radiated through you. So say it to yourself. What I accept as true will be radiated through me. What I accept as true will be radiated through me. So what you accept as true is going to be radiated through you, through your communication devices. So what you accept as true is going to be communicated through you, through your communication devices, which includes the body. So your body is a communication device. Isn't that nice that your body is a nice communication device? Your body is a nice communication device. Your body is a nice communication device. So, what you've accepted as true, do you know that it's going to be radiated through you because your body is a communication device? And you are radiating what you believe that you might transfer your perceptions to another. When you communicate, you're trying to transfer your perceptions to someone else. When you communicate, you're actually trying to transfer your perceptions to another, that they might know who you are. You are communicating, you are radiating what you believe through you so that you may transfer your perceptions to another so that they might know who you are. So what does that mean? What you communicate is going to transfer to other people what voice you are committed to. It says, it says, what you are choosing to perceive, believe, and accept as true will be radiated through you, through your communication devices, which includes the body, that you might transfer your perceptions to another. So why are you trying to communicate to me? Why am I trying to communicate to you? So that you might know me, so that I might know you. But what you're really revealing by what you say to me, whether or not you're saying something coming from love or coming from fear, what you are communicating to me really is which voice you are committed to. What voice are you committed to? The voice that you learn from the world or the voice that you're learning from the truth? What voice are you communicating? Because whenever you're with somebody, what you wear, your gestures, the sound of your voice, all of these things are radiating through you. Your body is a communication device, and you're using your body to transfer your perceptions to someone else so that they may know who you are and which voice you are committed to. You see, I'm communicating with you right now. I'm relaxed. I got a robe on because I want you to be relaxed. Also, I'm communicating to you through my beliefs, through my feelings, through what I'm sharing. I'm showing you the voice that I'm committed to. I'm committed to the voice of love, the voice of truth, because that's what I'm communicating to you from the way of mastery. So true communication is joining. That's right, Quana. Phoenix says, my communication is the attempt to rest in communion with creation. And Julia says, my body is a nice communication device. That's right. And Deborah says, I am a communication device. Bree says, beautiful, nice confirmation. Joanne says, I do want to be known. Emily says, it's all cause and effect. And Deanna is actually watching. So let's go deeper. Alita says, the body is a nice communication device. Latricia says, my body is a nice communication device. Emily says, what I accept as true will be radiated through me. Because what's important is for us to remember what the truth is telling us. I'm the divine repetition teacher. My goal is to help people hear and remember what the way of mastery is teaching. I'm not here to analyze it because it's self-explanatory. If a person would just listen, they'll see that it's self-explanatory. Analyzation is just your ego trying to distract you. Let me read the next paragraph, and we'll see what the juice is. And what the rhythm does is the rhythm helps, especially on the replay, because it'll be easier to hear what I'm saying. If it's said in a rhythm, you'll hear it faster. Whether you like the music or not, you won't be able to know what is being said if it's said in a way that it has rhythm. Listen, I have often said that the body is a teaching and learning device. The body is a teaching and learning device. And all forms of communication affect the process of teaching and learning. Every form of communication affect what? The process of teaching and the process of learning. When you arise in the morning, what happens when you get up in the morning? The first thought that makes a home in your mind, the first thing you think when you wake up, you will act on the first thing that you think of when you get up in the morning. You may stretch the body, you might smile, you might frown. You might be filled with peace when you wake up in the morning, or you might feel the weight of the world. These things, all the things you think about and do when you wake up in the morning, these things come not because you have perceived those things outside, you just woke up, but because you've allowed these thoughts inside the depth of your consciousness. Do you know that the depth of your consciousness remains pure? Your consciousness remains undefiled. Do you know your consciousness is radiant beyond all boundaries forever? Your consciousness is radiant beyond all boundaries. Your consciousness is radiant. As that thought, what thought? That your consciousness is radiant. As that thought makes a home in your mind. So what happens when the thought that your consciousness is radiant makes a home in your mind? Well, when you remember that you have a pure, innocent, undefiled consciousness that's radiant beyond every boundary and any boundary forever. As that thought makes a home in your mind, you literally begin to transform the communication device. When you realize that you are an undefiled, radiant consciousness, it begins to transform the communication device called the body. The body is a communication device. So you literally begin to transform the communication device called the body into that which carries, expresses, and reflects what has come to make a home within your mind. So when you see yourself as a radiant consciousness, it's going to transform your body. Do you want to transform your body? Do you want to see your body improve? Then see yourself as consciousness that is pure and undefiled. You are consciousness, awareness. You are radiant beyond all boundaries. How long are you radiant? You are radiant forever. I am radiant forever. You are radiant forever. And that will transform the communication device that is called your body. And that body is going to carry, it's going to express, it's going to reflect whatever has come to make a home within your mind. Your body is going to express whatever thoughts that you are accepting is true in your mind. Remember, please, Remember, please. There is something I want you to remember, please. There is something that I want you to remember, please. There is something that I want you to remember, please. I want you to remember that the mind is not where the body is. Your mind is not where your body is. Your mind does not abide within the body. Do you know that the mind is not inside the body? Did you hear what the way of mastery said? It said, the mind is not where the body is. The mind does not abide within the body. Wow. So your mind isn't in your body. Your mind isn't in your body. Your ego is in your body, but your mind isn't in your body. You are not in your body. Your ego is in your body. Your idea of yourself is in your body. The idea that you're a separate self it seems to be in the body, but your mind does not abide within the body. But the body does abide within the field of the mind. So your mind is not inside your body. Your body is inside your mind. Your mind is not inside your body. Your mind is not inside your body. Your body is inside your mind. The mind is not inside the body. The body is inside the mind. The body does abide within the field of your mind. So what did that paragraph say to us? You transform your body and change your body just by the thoughts that you have. Your mind really isn't inside your body. The truth is your body is inside the mind. You have it exactly backwards. The ego, the part of you that thinks it's separate, your personality self, your ego, is in the body. My ego is in my body. The part of me that thinks I am a body and in a body, that part of my mind appears to be in this body called Earl Purdy. But the truth is, your mind is not inside your body. Your body is inside your mind. Communication is creation. So if you want to create something, you must communicate. Communication is creation, which means creation is communication. Creation is communication. Creation and communication, they are one and the same. Creation and communication are one and the same thing. Therefore, if you would create well, do you want to create in a beautiful way? Do you want to create well? Well, if you want to create well, this is what you must do. Therefore, if you would create well, it says, ask only. Ask only. What am I communicated to creating? What am I committed to communicating? Ask yourself, what are you committed to communicating? What am I committed to communicating? What am I committed to communicating? What am I committed to communicating? What are you committed to communicating? What are you committed to communicating? What are you committed to communicating? What will my creations express? What will my creations express? What will my communications express? Ask yourself, what will my creations express? What do I want my communications? What do I want my creations to express? What do I want my creations to express? Ask yourself that right now. What do I want my creations to express? What will my creations convey to others? What will my creations convey to others? Ask yourself that question. What will my creations convey to others? What will your creations convey to others? For what I seek to convey, for what I seek to convey reveals what I believe. Do you hear me now? For what you seek to convey reveals what? What you believe. What you are trying to convey to others, it reveals what you believe is the truth of yourself to the world. What you want to convey will reveal what you believe is the truth of yourself, and it will reveal it to the world. You see, what I communicate, what I want to communicate, that reveals what I believe is the truth of myself to the world. Communication is creation. That's what we just heard. So if you really want to communicate well, if you want to create well, then you need to ask yourself this question. What are you committed to communicating? What will your creations express? What will your creations convey to others? What will your creations convey to others? For what you seek to convey, it's going to reveal what? It's going to reveal what you believe is the truth about yourself to the world. Deborah says, what will my creations express? Latricia says, what do I want my creations to communicate to others? Bree says, yes, yes. Kim says, I want my creations to convey love to the world. I hear you, Kim. And Jim says, what will my creations convey to others? Notice that there's a lot of repetition, because that is exactly what we need to do in order to create well, is to remember what Yeshua, what the Way of Mastery is telling us. It's telling us to ask ourselves, what will my creations express? Therefore, beloved friends, I hope you got the book with you. Therefore, beloved friends, as we begin to focus on, what are we going to do? We're going to focus on, we're going to refine, we're going to deepen, we're going to mature. What are we going to mature in? We're going to mature in the way of the heart. It is wise to begin at the beginning. It is wise to begin at the beginning of this pathway. The beginning of this pathway is simply this. The beginning of this pathway, I say the beginning of this pathway. The beginning of this pathway is simply this. Listen to me now. You are as God has created you to be. You are as God has created you to be. You are as love has created you to be. You are as love has created you to be. Say, I am as God has created me to be. I am as God has created me to be. I am as God has created me to be. You want to participate. You want to get your body involved. There's a method to my madness. When you do the affirmations of the truth, then it takes more intention. It takes more concentration. And the music and the beat will help it go in. Say, I am as God has created me to be. I am as God has created me to be. Then it says, you are an infinite focus of consciousness. What are you? You are an infinite focus of consciousness. Say that to yourself. I am I am an infinite focus of consciousness. I am an infinite focus of consciousness. I am an infinite focus of consciousness. You are an infinite focus of consciousness. You are an infinite focus of consciousness. You are an infinite focus of consciousness. Your very sense of existence is nothing more than a feedback loop. Your very sense of existence is just a feedback mechanism. So everything you are experiencing is a feedback mechanism so that you can witness the effects of your choices. Everything you are experiencing is an effect of your choices. Everything that you're experiencing is an effect of your choices. I know that you might not want to believe that, especially about some things you might not like, but it's also true about the things you do like. Everything that you are experiencing and witnessing is the effects of the choices you are making. Choices that you are making. Where are you making these choices? In the very deep, deep depths of your mind. Everything you see is actually a reflection of the choices that you're making very deeply in the depth of your mind that rest right alongside the mind of God. There are the choices that you're making deep within your mind, but right next to that, you have the mind of God. You have the mind of God. So, do you want to begin the pathway of the way of the heart? We were told, what do you need to do? What do you need to do? Well, you got to begin at the beginning. So the beginning of this pathway is simply this. Listen to me now. You are as God has created you to be. You are an infinite focus of consciousness. Your very sense of existence is nothing more than a feedback mechanism. Everything is feeding back to you exactly what you believe and accept as true at the deepest levels of your mind. Do you know that the mind of God is right next to the mind you've made up? So, the Mola says everything we are experiencing and witnessing are the effects of the choices that we're making. Quana says, in the depth of my mind. The leader says, guess what? Everything I experience is the effect of the choices I'm making deeply in the depth of my mind. Emily says, everything I see is a perception of the mind. Julia says, I have the mind of God. Phoenix says, I have the mind of God, my divine big daddy. So let's go deeper. Let's go deeper. Okay, right now, take a breath. Take a breath and tell yourself, I am an infinite focus of consciousness. 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 Therefore, in each moment of your existence, and that includes your bodily incarnation, do you know that you are literally allowing, through deliberate choice, you are deliberately allowing through deliberate choice, even though some of those choices are perhaps unconscious, you are literally allowing through deliberate choice to bring forth, you're bringing forth what? You are bringing forth a vibration of thought. You're bringing forth a vibration of creation. How? By allowing through deliberate choice, through your choices, you are bringing forth a vibration of creation. Do you know through your deliberate choices, you are bringing forth a vibration of creation and to communicate it to the world in an attempt to experience communion with all life, whether that's with a friend, whether that's with a parent, whether that's with a child, whether that's with a beloved, with the clouds that pass through the sky, or with the earth itself. You're making a deliberate choice to be and to experience communion with all life. And how you experience communion with all life is going to be determined by your conscious and your unconscious choices. Did I say your conscious and unconscious? It says sometimes through your unconscious choices. Each gesture, each thought, the way your body breathes, all these things are going on constantly. And each gesture, each thought, even the way your body breathes, that's communicating something. That's revealing something. It's revealing the effect of what you have allowed to make a home in your mind. So every gesture, every thought, every way you express yourself, it's revealing the effects of what the thoughts that you have in your mind are giving you. If your gestures, what you wear, your breathing, everything you do, it's communicating what's going on in your mind. What is it that you need to understand well? What is it that you need to really understand? You really need to understand what the way of the heart requires. So what is it that the way of the heart requires? What is it that the way of the heart requires? Well, it's going to require that you allow yourself to rest in the simplicity of this truth. I'm going to give you a really simple truth that you are going to have to allow yourself to rest in. I'm going to give you a simple truth that you must allow yourself to rest in, which is, I am pure spirit, undefiled and unaffected by anything or anyone. You are pure spirit, undefiled and unaffected by anyone or anything. Say, I am pure spirit, undefiled and unaffected by anyone, by anything or anyone. I am pure spirit, undefiled and unaffected by anything or anyone. Say that. I am pure spirit, undefiled and unaffected by anything or anyone. I am pure spirit, undefiled and unaffected by anything or anyone. I am pure spirit, undefiled and unaffected by anything or anyone. I am given full power to choose. Do you know that you are given full power to do what? You are given full power to choose. You have the power to choose. And therefore, to create your experience as you would have your experience be. You are given full power to create. You are given full power to choose. You are given full power to do what? To choose, and therefore to create your experience. You are given full power to choose and to create your experience. You are given full power to choose and therefore to create your experience as you would have it be, as you would have it be. I am given full power to choose. I am given full power to choose. I'm repeating it so you can repeat it with me. I am given full power to choose. I am given full power to choose, and therefore to create my experience as I would have it be. I am pure spirit, undefiled and unaffected by anything or anyone. You are pure spirit, undefiled and unaffected by anything or anyone. You are given full power to choose. I am given full power to choose, and therefore to create my experience as I would have my experience be. Now, I'm not quite the I that is the ego. I'm not talking about the I that's the egoic part of the mind. But that is just one of your creations. The ego is just an idea of yourself, of being separate, that you made up. It's not your real self. Your ego, the part of your mind that thinks is fearful and separate and guilty and sometimes not enough, that part of you that thinks that it is in a human body only, that's just a very small part of the mind. We are speaking of the I of you, the real I of you that is pure spirit. There's a part of you, do you know that there's a part of you that is pure spirit that knows it exists? Even though it does not know the time of its own creation. You know you exist, but you don't know the time of your creation. There's a part of you that is pure spirit that knows that you exist, but it doesn't know the time of your creation. You are pure spirit. Did you see what the Way of Mastery says? You are innocent spirit. You are pure spirit. Be with that. You are pure spirit. You are pure love. You are pure spirit. Therefore, to know you are only pure spirit. And in each moment, regardless of what you believe you see, regardless of the feelings that arise within your awareness, you and you alone are wholly 100% responsible for them. You are 100% responsible for what you believe you see. You are 100% responsible for the feelings that arise in your awareness. You are responsible for how you see things. You are responsible for what you believe. You and you alone are actually 100% responsible for your feelings that come up in your awareness. No one has caused your feelings. No one is making you feel any particular way. No great force in the universe has made this perception well up within your consciousness. No great force of the universe has made your perceptions well up within your consciousness. Whatever you are perceiving, you have selected it. Whatever you are perceiving, you have selected it. According to the Way of Mastery, I have selected the perception that arises up within my consciousness. I have accepted. I am the one that has selected the perception that rises up in my consciousness. I have accepted the perception that rises up in my consciousness. You have accepted, you have chosen, you have selected the perception that you have right now. Just like you would go to a grocery store and choose what you want to have for dinner, and then go home and experience that which you've chosen for dinner. You choose each experience. I know sometimes I know. Don't you think that sometimes that's hard to believe? But the truth is you have chosen each experience. And the good news is if you chose the experience and it's an experience that you're not giving yourself happiness through, then know that you can choose another experience that you give yourself happiness through. So when you choose a perception, when you choose how you want to see things, do you know that you lodge it in your mind when you choose how you're going to see things? When you choose a perception, you lodge it in your mind. And then that perception, do you know what it does next? It expresses itself through your body. Every perception that you choose, every belief that you choose, it expresses itself through the body, through the environment that you create around yourself. Whatever perception that you choose, you lodge it in your mind, and it expresses through your environment that you create around yourself and through the friends that you call into your awareness. Do you know that you call the types of friends that you have into your awareness? Do you know that you're the one that's calling your friends to you? Every aspect of the life you live, every aspect of the life you live is the symbol of what you have chosen to experience. Are you aware? Are you aware of this? That every aspect of the life you live is the symbol of what you've chosen to experience, and therefore every aspect of the life you live is what you're trying to convey throughout creation. So the way of the heart begins with the acceptance of this simple truth. Do you know that the way of the heart, and that's where we're traveling right now, it begins with this little acceptance of the truth. You are as God created you to be, made in the God image. You are a creator always. Say this: I am as God created me to be. 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 You are as God created you to be. You are as God created you to be, made in God's image, made in love's image. You are a creator always. I am a creator always. Say that. Say it. You ready? You ready? Say it. Patricia, Kim, all of you, Deborah, Quanah, Phoenix, Julia, all my mighty companions online right now, say, I am as God created me to be. I am as God created me to be. I am as God created me to be, made in the God image. 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 You are a creator always. I am a creator always. I am a creator always. What then would you ask your creations to communicate? What would you ask your creations to communicate? What would you ask your creations to communicate? Why do you make the choices you are making? Why do you make the choices you are making? Why do you make the choices that you are making? Why do you make the choices you are making? Why do you make the choices you are making? Why do you make the choices you are making? Why do you make the choices you are making? Why do you make the choices you are making? Well, you all know perfectly well that sometimes you seem to be compelled, and the ego, the fearful part of the mind, wants you to believe that you are compelled. The wrong mind in you wants to make you believe that you're just compelled to certain actions. certain feelings, certain choices, certain perceptions, certain statements by something that surely exists outside yourself. You are never, ever really being controlled or compelled to have actions, feelings, choices, perceptions that exist outside yourself. This is never true. The inner creates the outer. The inner creates the outer. So, in no circumstance is there anything of creation that has the power to dictate to you the choice you will make. In no instance is there anything of creation that has the power to dictate to you the choice you will make. Do you hear me right now? In no circumstance is there anything of creation that has the power to dictate to you the choice you will make. No one has the power to dictate to you the choices you will make. Even if someone tries to dictate to you the choices that you will make, it is still up to you to make the choice. That's the truth. This was a very, very, very powerful session. And I'm going to do a quick review of the prayers that we need to say. I love being a full-time teacher and astrologer and numerologist. I love fulfilling my function of being a medium and a channel for information from the love side, the invisible love side, to this physical side. If you'd like to make a financial expression of appreciation, I surely would appreciate it as a full-time teacher. And you can just go to my website, www.earlpurdy.com. That's Purdy, P-U-R-D-Y. And you can also use Venmo. And my email is earlpurdy@earlpurdy.com. earlpurdy@earlpurdy.com. I'm available for clarity sessions that include my doing a soul purpose astrological and numerological reading for you to get you in touch with your talents, your traits, your easiest path through life. What is the form that would be the most satisfying as you apply the content that the Way of Mastery is teaching us? Go to my website, earlpurdy.com, and look under Clarity Sessions, and it describes in detail exactly what service I provide to help you get exactly the happiness you want. And I do 3 Facebook Lives a week. On Sundays at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, I do a Course in Miracles live in front of an audience on Facebook Live. And then on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, I do hardcore Course in Miracles for Course in Miracles students and others that are interested at a deeper level. That's 7 p.m. Mountain Time every Thursday. And then on Tuesdays, I do this incredible channel material called The Way of Mastery. The Way of Mastery. Just go to the Earl Purdy page. That's what it's called, the Earl Purdy page on Facebook. And if you don't have Facebook, just go to this Earl, enter this Earl on your computer or laptop or whatever. Just enter www.facebook.com/Earl Purdy Live. And if you don't have Facebook, Facebook account, you can still watch the live broadcast at www.facebook.com/Earl Purdy Live. If you go to my website, I have hundreds and hundreds of videos and audios that are available for free for you to listen to and download. And also I have hundreds of videos on YouTube also. So I'm here to only be truly helpful. So let's go back and let's say, and thank you for coming on live. It would be no point in doing it live if there was no one here to interact with, and it's great that we're interacting with each other. So I'm going to go through the prayers that we had today, because we heard some great prayers that we could use. So listen to me now. Take a breath and listen to me now. Take a breath and listen to me now. So, creation is communication. Communication is creation. So you need to ask yourself these questions. What are you committed to communicating? What are you committed to communicating? What will your creations express? What will your creations express? For what you seek to convey reveals what you believe is the truth of yourself to the world. What you seek to convey reveals what you believe to be the truth of yourself to the world. You are as God has created you to be. You are an infinite focus of consciousness. You are pure spirit. Do you hear me now? You are pure spirit, undefiled and unaffected by anything or anyone. Listen to me now. You are pure spirit, undefiled and unaffected by anyone or anything. You are given full power to choose. You are given full power to choose, and therefore to create your experience as you would have your experience be. That's the truth. I am given full power to choose. Say that with me. Let's funk that out. I am given full power to choose. Then take a breath and let it in. I am given full power to choose. I am pure spirit. I am given full power to choose. I am pure spirit. We are given full power to choose. We are pure spirit. We are given full power to choose. We are pure spirit. We are given full power to create our experience. We are given full power to create our experience. Now say it for yourself. I am given full power to create my experience right now. I am given full power to create my experience right now. You are given full power to create your experience right now. You are given full power to create your experience as you would have it be. You are given full power to create your experience as you would have it be. I am given full power to create my experience as I would have it be. Mighty companions, this has been really what I needed to hear. Jim, Quana, Kim, Latricia, Wakila, all my mighty companions, Irene, all the people, even the silent ones that I know you're watching. Listen to this many, many times. I'm going to share it. I'm going to say it again. It's through repeating and remembering that you allow these ideas to become your beliefs and therefore reflected back to you in your experience. I love you. And don't forget, you can self-book a personal session with me right there on my website. I want to talk to you. I want to be helpful to you through my personal sessions. You are awesome, awesome, awesome. I appreciate you. I appreciate you too, Demola. I appreciate all of you. We are the mighty companions. See you next time.